Welcome to the Soulfire Podcast, where every day we talk about real life, real shit, real raw. On this show, you can expect us to dive deep into topics like marriage, parenting, money, business, feeling like you want to give up, fighting for yourself, just straight soul healing. This podcast is all about life. Hey there, it's Power Coach Alishia here, your source of fun, funny, exciting, entertaining, and educational life coaching, transformational speaking, and soul healing. We're talking about setting your soul on fire. I specialize in helping women put themselves first without feeling guilty, getting out of their own way, and finding themselves again. No fluff, no hand-holding, no bullshit here, just love, light, and peace as we journey through this thing called life. Welcome back to the Soulfire Podcast. I cannot believe that this is the 20th episode. Part of me feels like it has been forever since I had my podcast, and this should be like in the hundreds. And then the other part of me feels like, oh my gosh, I just barely started it and I'm already at episode 20. But anyways, my voice might not be as strong as it normally is from yelling, and I'm recording this episode first thing in the morning, so I haven't really had much to drink, but it came to me, so I was like, I need to rock this out right now. So in my coaching community with my coach, there is this lady who she kind of seems to be negative, but then in the same breath, she's like hopelessly positive. I don't even know how to explain it, but she's both sides. And the other day, she had done this long post about being in business for 6 years, and she's invested $100,000 into her business, and something's got to change, or she's just gonna have to focus on other ways of making money. Now, I'm not sharing this with you for the business aspect and all that. I'm sharing this with you for, of course, the soul fire. So I need you to stick with me and listen. So then this morning when I woke up, there was a post that was all about, oh my gosh, my messenger is blowing up and I can't keep up. All these people messaging, wanting to work with me, da 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 da. And of course, in my brilliance, I commented back something that was so unbelievable that I just had to get this podcast recorded before I did anything else today. And what it was is to think about the year that she has just spent with our current coach as a new year in her business. And because if she just thinks of it like, oh my God, I've been in business for 6 years, I've invested $100,000, like, yeah, then when you look at that, maybe it's time to move on. But I explained it like this. If 6 years into your marriage, you just gave up because it was torrential and you had to really fight really fucking hard for everything that you have and to create that connection and to create the jive that you guys have now and the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you've invested into your life. If you just gave up, you would have given up before it got to the quote unquote golden years, right? And I told her that in my own marriage, if I would have given up 6 years in, at the torrential 6 years that it was at the beginning, I couldn't even imagine missing out on everything now. So that's the first thing. The other thing is, have you ever seen that photo where the carrot's being watered and being watered and being watered, and it's all growing under the ground first, and then it's there's verbiage there that says, okay, I give up, or something like that, and it was just right before sprouting? Yeah, well, I had commented that, way to go, way to not give up before the carrot sprouted, right? So why am I sharing this with you today? Well, the reason why I wanted to share this with you is because the one thing that was so like profound in what I sent to her is release the last year. And this is so freaking timely, being that we're really close to the end of the 2021 year, right? Like, we want to take and compound every year on top of each other. We want to say, for the last blah, blah, blah years, this is what I put up with. This is what I dealt with. I can't fucking deal with it anymore. And trust me, I'm so guilty of that. Whether, it's in your marriage, it's in your friendships, maybe it's been crazy with your kid or kids in teenage years, right? And you just feel like you're ready to give up. Maybe it's a business that you have, a job that you're in, whatever. We get to these points where we're like, God, I just can't fucking do it anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, if it is killing your soul, if it isn't going anywhere, if it's not getting any better, if it's not growing forward, then of course you want to release that and not continue your new year in that space. Of course. So this is me giving you permission that if it's killing your soul and it's not good for you, and it's really dragging you down and holding you back, and that this is not something that you want to do, this is not something you can do anymore, and that if you continue, that you may not come back from it, then yes, get out of there. Like, quit. Just like leave the relationship, the friendship, the job, whatever, right? Move on. But if it's just because it's been hard and you're in the middle of an ocean and like the worst fucking storm on a pool floaty, and it seems like there's no hope, but in the depths of your soul, like, this is a good marriage, like you guys are good together, it's just harder than you ever wanted it to be. It's the business of your dreams, it's just slower going than you want it to be. The friendship brings you so much freaking joy. It's just, you got to get to that common ground and go through the growing pains, so on and so forth. Then this is what I want you to do. I want you to intentionally release the past years. Bless them for all the lessons that they've taught you. Okay? Appreciate them for the growth that you've had because of them. And then release them as they've served their purpose. Okay? It's not about forgetting, right? It's not about pretending like they didn't exist. It's not about looking at that and going that you never went through that shit and those friendships, relationships, job, business. It's not about that. It's about saying, I am so grateful for all the lessons that you've taught me. And now I want to make space for the new lessons, the new growth, the new appreciation that is coming my way. And I feel that in order to do that, I've got to release you. So a beautiful way to commemorate the past years is to sit down and write all the things, like all the blessings, right? All the good, all the lessons, all the growth, all the bad, all the ugly, all of it, as much as you can possibly think about. And if you're releasing like all the past in in regards to the specific subject, then you want to go through all the past years. But if you feel like there's peace and it's just, let's say, the last year or 2 years or 3 years, just go as far back that you want to release, right? And we're not releasing because it's negativity and blah, blah, blah. We're releasing because we're making space for what's coming, the next year coming up. So in this example of the lady I'm talking to you about, she would go release her past 6 years, okay? Including the year that she's had with our coach. Even though this is the most progress she's made in her business, the biggest results she's seen in her business, bless him, right? Thank you. Like, I appreciate you so much. And I'm releasing this to make space for bigger, better, bolder, more badass that is coming in 2022, right? Now, this wasn't ever planned to be a podcast episode that was about like releasing the year, right? To make space for the new year. So I don't want you to get hung up on the fact that it is the end of the year and we're going into a new year. I want you to really focus on the fact that we're releasing a past that has served us. great, well, amazing growth lessons, bad, ugly shit, releasing all of it to make space. Isn't it time that you stop sabotaging yourself, stop being everything to everyone, and actually do the work to find yourself again? Because I am here right now inviting you to take me by the hand and say yes to yourself. Because you're either going to stay exactly where you are, feeling the way you feel, and continually spiraling down, or you've had enough and you're ready for a change. My amazing Soul Circle program is exactly what you need in order to get the bi-weekly dose of power to fight for yourself a little more and to move to those next levels of your personal power. It is an implementation-based personal growth accelerator that helps you go from feeling powerless, disconnected, exhausting yourself, being everything to everyone else, letting yourself go, barely hanging in there sort of life, into putting simple processes in place, using tools and strategies that help you step into your personal power, unleash your inner badass, and put yourself first without feeling guilty, unapologetically authentic. Soul Circle is all about helping you renew, rebalance, rebuild, reclaim, rekindle, and recharge you. Soul stands for set a strong foundation for your mindset to create a harmony in your life. Overcome what really has you stuck so you can free yourself of guilt and people pleasing once and for all. Unleash your inner badass. Live as the person you know you are instead of editing yourself for those around you because you feel like you have to. And then learn where to invest your time so that you feel peaceful, connected, and like you again. This is a life acceleration membership that's implementation based with support, no excuse accountability, and a community of like-minded women who are finding themselves and stepping into their power as well. Soul Circle is for you if you're sick of procrastinating, fear failure, you don't ever feel like you're good enough, you are full of self-doubt, you are constantly sabotaging yourself, you feel like you need to people please, you put yourself last, you feel exhausted, overwhelmed, and stressed, you continually give even when you have nothing left, you wear your strength as a badge of honor, but you also feel defeated, and you are a fighter, yet sick of fighting because you don't know how to stop. And it's definitely for you if you're pissed off, frustrated, overwhelmed, annoyed, scared, and you can't seem to wrap your head around when you got to this place or how you got stuck. I would love to welcome you to my Soul Circle membership program because it is exactly what you need to continue taking those consistent steps forward to shifting your life, stepping into your personal power, unleashing your inner badass, and yes, finding yourself again. To learn more and sign up, go to soulcircle.life. Again, that's soulcircle.life. Because when you hold on, you're usually holding on to the bad and ignoring the good, the journey, the growth, right? The lessons. And you're making your current decisions based on the bad. And again, I will say this, I am guilty of that, especially in my marriage. Like looking at that going, fuck this, I am over it. 16 years of my blood, sweat, and tears that I have poured into this marriage, into you, right? I say to my husband, I'm fucking sick of all of it. Like I'm done. I can't do it again, right? And the truth is you'll never repeat it. You're never going to do it again. You can't live it again. You think you are. I can't do this same fucking fight. It's the same fight dressed up a little bit differently, coming from a different angle in the new levels of growth that you've had together, right? It is. Unless you're in a relationship that needs to fucking go and there is no forward progress. Now, when I say no forward progress, I mean it's been the same bullshit. They're not growing with you. You're not growing with them. It's not going anywhere. Their feet are dug into the fucking mud and they're not changing. Okay, well then there's decisions to be made. But in my marriage, that's not how it is, right? But I still had this mindset towards it, like, fuck this. Like 16 years of bullshit, right? 16 years of PTSD and your fucking family and all the shit that I don't want to fucking deal with anymore. But that's one little teeny tiny side. It's a big side, but it's still a teeny tiny side in the grand scheme of our life, right? Of our journey. And so looking at that and continuing to harp on 16 years of shit, I could look at that and say, well, there's been so much beauty, right? We have a beautiful home that we live in. The first home we ever bought is near our dream home. We have two amazing, healthy, wonderful boys who we've raised so well. We've grown so much together in our marriage and how we work together and how we problem solve and conflict resolution and move forward in our growth, where we can have deep heart to heart, serious conversations, and there's not anger and hostility and, massive irritation or anything like that. Like, all of those things are growth. However, in that same breath, let's release that and bless it for everything that we've learned and all the growth that we've had, and make now the first year. What are we doing? The first year with all the knowledge and all the lessons. However, as a blessing to our new growth, our next level, right? So that is how I would apply it to my marriage. How I would apply it to my business is, holy shit, April of 2022 wraps 10 fucking years as a coach. And this decade has been such a journey. And I'll definitely do like a live or something on Facebook about it, because this isn't a business podcast, but it's been such a journey, right? And there's been so much shit. There has been 14, 16, 18-hour fucking days grinding to build my business. There's been what I felt was missing out on my kids, even though I was in the same house and I got to see them and watch them grow, and I didn't miss out on, first steps and first words and all of the things. Actually, I think I might have missed out on either first steps or first words, but I had a day job of Ronan. I don't know, one of the children, I was at work. But there's so many blessings, and there's been so much sacrifice and so much literal tears, right? Blood, sweat, and tears again that I've invested. There's been so many times that I've wanted to quit, and so many times where I felt like this isn't it, Woo, I rhymed. And I wanted to give up on myself and my belief and my confidence. I wanted to give up on the journey I was on in my business and what I was building, because I really thought it was shit and it was just what someone else wanted me to build. Thought it was. That's not the truth, right? That goes back into the lies we tell ourselves. And so I wanted to release it and walk away for good. And the truth, though, was that I needed to release the everything, right? Everything we've been talking about this entire episode. I needed to release the everything while blessing it, though. Not release it because fuck you, I don't want you here anymore. I can't deal with these dark places. It's not that, right? It's bless you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the life you've given me, business. Like the knowledge that I have, the woman that I am, the brilliant business and life coach that I am is because of not only the last 10 years, but my entire life. However, a lot from the last 10 years and the growth and what I've learned in my journey and from the people along the way, right? So bless, 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 bless you so much. Now I must release you because I need space for a new team. I need space for a new way of operating my business. I need space for my motto in my life and in my business of simplistic consistency. I need that space, and I can't have that space holding on to all of this stuff. Great, amazing, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. I can't create what's next holding on to all of it, no matter what all of it looks like. So that bless and that release and that gratitude must and does feel so good in my soul. When you're blessing and releasing from a place of just powerful gratitude and happiness, then when you're releasing it, it creates positive space going forward, right? And that's what I'm telling you. Release it with that, like, almost like, I don't care, it could be cry gratitude. You can sit and you could be writing about your journey and all the things, and thank you for this and thank you for that and thank you for this and thank you for that. And this was fucking hell, and oh my God, I'm so glad it's over, and I never want to do this again, and thank you and thank you and thank you and thank you, and the this and the that, and oh my God, it wouldn't be without you, without this, without the experiences, without the journey. Like, thank you so freaking much. And then the tears are tears of joy. The tears are like another level of soul cleanse of however long you're blessing and releasing. And when you emerge from that bless and release, you will fucking shoot up in your marriage, shoot up in your friendship, shoot up in your career, shoot up in your business, shoot up within your soul and yourself and your growth to levels that you never could have imagined. I wanted to share this with you today from my heart. As you know, I record my podcasts with no notes. Something just triggers and I record. It didn't start out that way, I'll be completely honest. When I first started this journey with the podcast, it was like I would make notes of all the topics as they came up. Make a note, make a note, make a note, make a note. And then I'll just record it on my podcast day, right? When I'm recording. But now I have found I don't have a lot of like set blocks of podcast time. So now I'm pulling up my computer, getting it ready, and busting out a podcast whenever it comes up. 11 o'clock at night, first thing in the morning when I wake up, it doesn't matter. When the inspiration hits, I'm jumping on and I'm recording that podcast, because that soul fire that comes from those moments are so unbelievable, and I'm able to articulate and bring to you exactly what I wanted to say. And I know that this episode had to be recorded right freaking now. So here's me telling you to bless, 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 bless with so much emotional gratitude and charge all the things, all the journeys, and the areas of your life that you want to make space for the up-leveling and growth. Just bless it so much. And remember, you're blessing the good, the great, the amazing. And you're blessing the bad and the shitty shit as well. And releasing all of it, right? I want you to hear me when I say this bless and release is not just about getting rid of the bad and the dark and the ugly. It's about releasing all the stuff to make space for what's coming. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on the next episode. However, today I want to say, remember to give yourself some grace. Say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. And it's always about progress, not perfection. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening to the Soul Fire podcast. I truly appreciate you taking out your time to be here. I would love it if you would subscribe and share. And at the end of each episode, head over to community.soulhealingzone.com. Again, that's community.soulhealingzone.com, and share with me, what was your number one takeaway? What really connected with you? What got your fire lit? What was something that you absolutely loved about this episode? I cannot wait to continue creating more episodes with you, connecting with you, and helping you through this journey on this thing called life. I'll see you later.